Have you guys ever been to Mexico or been exposed to the Mexican culture? Today I'll be talking about my Mexican culture. I'll be talking about Flocorico, my experience in Mexico, and food. First, let's discuss Flocorico. If you don't know what Flocorico is, it is Mexican folk dance. What's so unique about it is that you could represent each state in Mexico their own dancing in Flocorico. I fell in love with Flocorico when I was 10 years old in Mexico when my cousin invited me to one of her classes that she was enrolled in. When I went inside and I saw everyone dancing, I instantly knew I wanted to experience that. Throughout elementary school and middle school, I wanted to join a group, but I couldn't because I joined track and field and I couldn't find any group. In 8th grade, I heard some of my friends talking how in Central East High School, which was the high school we were going to attend, they had a Flocorico group that you could substitute for PE. I was so happy that when registration opened for next year, I instantly registered for the class. Freshman year in high school to senior year, I was in class. It was the best experience that I had throughout high school. I met new people and had the same interests as me, and I had many performances that I would never forget. Some of the main performances that I had that will always be with me was my first performance, which was in Warner's Theaters in downtown Fresno. That's because I never thought I would experience performing there, and especially as my first performance. Another performance that I will never forget is sophomore year in high school. I got to perform at Disneyland. It was a great experience because I had to do I got to do what I loved, and I got to perform with my friends and after hanged out at Disneyland with them. Senior year, I had a big performance that was the high school show-offs, which many high schools got to show off their best performances. This show was a big deal for the Flocorico program in high school, and I'm glad I got to experience it. Second, let's discuss my experiences in Mexico. I'll be talking about Jalisco, Mexico, because that's where my family and I are from. I was actually born in Jalisco, specifically in Zapopan. Me and my family go to a small town called Estipac. That's because I have family there, and that's where my parents grew up. I like going to Mexico because that's my escape place and I'm always happy there. Estipac is a small town. It is way different from Fresno because in Estipac everyone knows each other and everyone's always there for each other. But in Fresno it's a big city, so not a lot of people know each other. In Estipac, everyone goes places on foot because everything's close by. Like if you want to go get chips, milk, or anything, you just walk down the block and in the corner there'll be a store. What's so unique about Estipac is that every November there is Las Fiestas de Cristo Rey, which is for like a week and a half. And a lot of people from there and towns nearby, they go. And also people from America, if they know about it, they also go. The main purpose of the fiestas is to celebrate Christ, since the majority of people there are Catholics. Although what's so special about it is that there are parades which show people dancing and many more. At night in the plaza, which is this town square, is where the main party happens. There is music, usually banda, and a lot of people dance. There are booths that sell foods, toys. It's kind of like the swap meet. That's special about my culture because a lot of people get to experience it, and I got to experience my culture more when I go there. Lastly, let's discuss food. Food is a big part of my culture, and a lot of people know about Mexican food. I love learning how to cook, especially the foods that my grandma and my mom make. That's because I want to keep the traditional foods going when I have my own family. Some of the foods that I know how to make are enchiladas, chilaquiles, tamales, frijoles, which are beans, pozole, and tacos. Those are also popular foods that are not only in Mexico, but also in the United States. Usually for parties, the foods that they have are pozole, menudo, birria, and tacos. For Christmas, more than half of the time, tamales are served. Food is a big part of my culture, and there are many more foods out there. Usually every state in Mexico has their own style of cooking food, which causes different tastes. I see here in Fresno many places that say, for example, tacos Sinaloa, tacos Michoacan, which shows how every state has different ways of cooking and it creates different tastes. In conclusion, I talked about my Mexican culture. I talked about the experiences in Folklorico, which is a big part of my culture. I gave an insight in my town in Mexico, and I also talked about food. This all shapes the person I am today. I love getting involved with my culture, and I love learning new things about it, which I learn every day.